Sweet, man. Kobe, thanks for joining.
Yeah.
And thank you all for joining and watching online this special homecoming edition of the Mustang Mood. And we're live from Fondren Library on the 5th floor. You're listening to the Mustang Mood podcast with our special guest, Kobe Wilson, here today.
That's good.
Man.
Appreciate y'all having me, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Great to
I
have you on,
appreciate
man.
it. I know this is a busy week. It's a big week. Ranked matchup for just the second time in Ford Stadium history.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be really exciting.
And that's truly a crazy thing to think about, because I didn't realize that we've only played a ranked matchup where we're ranked and somebody else is ranked in Ford only once before. That just really just hasn't crossed my mind before.
Like out of all history in SMU?
All history. And the last time
for-
it was 2020,
Wow.
and the stadium wasn't even full.
Yeah.
So,
Man, that's COVID too, wasn't it?
exactly.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So when we were going to school, so when I first started coming to school, I mean, the stadium was empty like every week.
Yeah.
I mean, there was very few people. The whole pulse of SMU is just wildly different now.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's
Yeah.
just like the whole, like this experience that we're having each week, and like this game at Pitt is going to be I think it's going to be one of the hypest environments that we're going to have. That we've ever had. This year has just been week
Yeah,
after week,
after
just
week,
exciting,
getting better
every
and
week.
better.
Every week. Yeah.
Yeah. How's that
Oh.
been for you guys in the stadium? How does that like feel?
I ain't gonna lie, it's like, you know, on NCAA, you get the little stadium post. So it's like, it's
Yeah.
finally working in our favor, but sometimes it could be against us, and times where we don't hear the microphone or like the coaches sometimes, but it's pretty cool. It makes like playing even more like fun and like 10 times more better, because like we got the rowdy crowd, we got some like drunk frat boys, and all that, so it's like, it just feels like a movie almost, but it's pretty cool. I love it.
That's awesome. So are you the one with the speaker in your helmet?
Yeah, so it's usually like all the linebackers have it, but like we'll either like flip flop so they don't really like catch on a lot of the times. But
Oh, okay.
it's usually the linebackers who have it.
Okay, cool. And how's that been? I know that's new this season.
Man, so like depending on like the crowd noise and all that, and then people catching on to who has it, because like everybody could see who has it with the green dot in the back. So like people like the people like would look at us and just kind of like pick out who it is, and they'll wait, because at 15 seconds it cuts off. So like the coaches can't talk to us no more. And,
Yeah.
and then when teams catch on to that, like they'll easily like just stop signaling, or they'll wait till the 15-second mark so we can't get no signals from our coach. So it's
Oh, interesting.
it's like a whole new game plan for real. Yeah.
So who's
That's-
it been switching in between this year?
Me, Ahmad, and Kilgore.
Okay.
So yeah, just us three right now, just kind of using it, but it's been going in and out. It hasn't been working that well, but it's, you know, we just
Oh,
call
really?
plays. Yeah,
Is that like across the league? Is everyone struggling with that, or is that just
yeah. Everybody's struggling with it. I remember they said like Florida State, they're struggling with it as well, like
Really?
with our offense, because just how loud it was in that crowd, but also like we would wait, because at 15 seconds, like nobody could talk to you in the mic. So like we
Yeah.
would purposely wait 15 seconds, so like their coach won't give them no tips or no signals like to help them out. So
Oh,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you had any, you mentioned the crowd was loud for FSU. When you guys played at, let's say Louisville or something, have you had any problems just hearing, like, I see a lot of quarterbacks and just other guys with mics are trying to hold their helmets to see if they can
Yeah.
hear still. Have you had any problems with that?
Yeah, and it's like, I didn't think it was true, because sometimes I'm like, why are quarterbacks doing
Yeah,
this?
why are
Like,
they all-
There's no way it's that loud, but like, I witnessed it like firsthand. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. And times like, I'll just call a play, because I'm like, I don't know what they're saying, so I'll just call a play and just play it. But
What was the loudest stadium you've played in this year against you?
oh man, Louisville was pretty loud. I ain't gonna lie. Like
Okay.
that was a stadium I could actually like hear people like heckling us. Like they were saying some crazy stuff, bro. Like I can't even say what they're saying, but they were saying
Yeah.
some crazy stuff, and it was cool. I liked it.
That's awesome.
Did you ever have any issues when you're making the call, the other guys, like maybe the corners or somebody having issues hearing your call?
Yeah, no, I have to like completely turn around and like, because we can't give our signals away on the field, so it's like
Yeah.
we have to verbalize everything. So I'm like,
yeah.
I'll tell like McGill, tell him to call, because I'm not gonna keep yelling and I have to get the front right. So like
Yeah.
a lot of times they'll be like, they'll do like, we don't hear you, but like we'll usually figure it out towards the end of the game. So
Interesting.
Yeah. No, it's a real thing. Like I've seen so many linebackers. I didn't realize that we had safeties that were on the mics as well, but that makes sense, 'cause especially when you're calling something, you need like Ahmad to like do something.
Yeah.
So yeah, seeing everyone just kind of holding their helmets. So that's interesting. And I bet it's going to only get crazier as like, God willing, we get a ACC title, a title shot.
yeah, nice.
That's going to be really loud. So
Yeah, I already know.
So speaking of that, Are y'all aware of the three-way race and the potential tiebreakers and all that?
Yeah, what is it? Miami, Clemson, and us right now.
Right.
So
Yeah. And how much thought has the team put into that, or what are the coaches saying about it?
Well, a lot of the guys, they came from Miami, so
Yeah.
they want that number one spot, and they're like, I'm not gonna say every week they're cheering against Miami, but it's like we're not cheering for them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we know at the end, like we can only control what we can control, and whatever happens. But we want that shot at the championship, and they want to play Miami. So
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so that's we're all looking into that right now.
So hopefully Clemson loses and we get to take on Miami.
Yeah, I hope so.
Clemson's the most likely loss, I think, at this point. I mean, Miami's schedule
they've got
here
the
on
tough-
out is the easiest. And then I think
Yeah.
Clemson, I mean, they play Pitt. I think they play, was it Virginia or Virginia Tech? One of the
Louisville
Virginia teams. And they
yeah,
play South
one of-
Carolina. And South Carolina's
Oh yeah.
got an
But that's
elite
outside
defense.
the conference.
You're right.
So,
That won't
yeah,
count
yeah.
for anything. But yeah. So, but anyway, I think Clemson is our best shot at just having a clean, undefeated conference play teams going in. But that would be awesome to play Miami. That'd be really exciting.
That'd be really cool.
Kobe, I'm curious. Are you? Did you grow up a Kobe Lakers fan as well? I was like, is that where the name comes from, or?
Yeah, I mean, my mom named me after Kobe, but like I really grew up a LeBron fan. But I just like Kobe Bryant's work ethic, so it's like I kind of try to implement that into me because I'm named Kobe.
Yeah.
And it sounds like real corny, but it's like I kind of like try to have his whole persona, the black Mamba mentality,
yeah.
a black Mamba. Like try to put that with me. But my favorite player is LeBron, man. Like I just like his work ethic, Kobe Bryant's work ethic.
So you've just been a Lakers fan for forever then?
I mean, I'm a LeBron fan.
Okay, so Cleveland.
Yeah, I
Miami,
bounced around Miami,
all
but
over, yeah.
I don't want to say I'm a Hawks fan because I'm from Atlanta, so it's like, yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, okay.
Rough couple years.
Yeah, that's interesting. But no, that's funny.
So you just brought up the Mamba mentality. I saw a post from a while back of you that said slime mentality.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's that all about?
So that was when I was committed to Memphis with
Yeah.
Norvell was there. So he's at FSU now. And I told him like, yo, like I'm gonna bring this. I'm from Atlanta. So like slime mentality, like that's kind of slime is like an Atlanta thing. So I'm like,
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of implement my own swag into it. Like not gonna say Mama mentality. I'm gonna just bring it to Memphis. And I told them that and they're like, we like that and just come on board with it. And they made me like a whole graphic for it and all that. But it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah. How'd y'all get
That's pretty sick.
That's cool.
We go back. We get a little
That's
research
dope,
going.
man.
Yeah.
And so you committed to Memphis, and then how did you end up at Temple?
Man, to be honest, I don't even know. Like, I went to Temple just like with the intention just enjoying a free trip to Philadelphia. I ain't been to Philadelphia at all. So, and then I met Jordan McGee. He plays with the Commanders now. He's a linebacker, and I kind of just like the nitty grittiness of like Philadelphia and like them having to get out the mud. It reminded me a lot of like back home and like because I'm a like small dude. Like I had to grind for everything I got. So that was like their whole mentality over there. I'm like, this sounds a lot like me, mom, and my mom did not want me to go there at all. But then that made me want to go be more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when your mom doesn't want you to do something, it's like,
You're like, hey, that's
mom. It's tempting. So I committed, I guess, like 3 days before signing day because Georgia had offered me the same day before signing day. So it was weird.
Really?
Yeah.
What when you get an offer like Georgia is one of the the marquee programs and you choose to go to Temple, what kind of goes through your head when you're kind of choosing between at this point, like SMU is like on the rise.
Yeah.
Like we are just soaring right now, and I think we're gonna get a lot more recruits. But like at the time, like you pick on a school like Temple, you'd think it's just a little different. What went through your head with that?
It's more like a fear of regret, not like fear of making a mistake, but like I might regret this in the future and stuff like that. But I feel like everything worked out at the end. Like I'm here at SMU, one of the like most top rising programs right now in America. So I feel like God did everything for a reason, and I wouldn't be here where I'm at without him and without the mistakes I made as well as the decision I made.
Yeah, I mean, we're really glad you're here. I mean,
Appreciate it.
this is, I think we are probably the fastest rising football program in the country. I think that's
without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
I mean, you look at the top 25, and the only other teams that you're like surprised by is Army and Navy.
Yeah.
And so like,
Navy just got curb stomped.
yeah, and they're it's a different level, right? We're in the Power 3, and they're still in the American.
Yeah.
So
That is true. What a move! What a move
it's
to get
a
to
huge
the
move.
ACC.
So shout out to
It's crazy.
Shout out to all the donors.
All the donors that made that possible. Big shout out to them.
All right.
Okay.
So speaking of going back, we were doing some research on you. We saw an interview with you and Jake Bailey, and y'all were cooking up some marshmallows. And let's see here. I've got a clip from that. Let's see.
Okay, it might sound weird, but like back in the day, like me and my homeboys used to get like hot dogs and put like marshmallow on the hot dogs and then put like chocolate syrup on there.
Okay.
Like you ain't never done that?
That's insane.
That's not normal?
I've never done
Like, is that really not normal?
I'm not doing that in my life.
But okay.
I'm never doing that.
Okay.
That's prison.
I'm dead serious.
Jail
though.
time.
What's
Okay, so y'all have never done that before.
No,
but
I've never heard of it
thought it was
until that
normal.
clip.
I thought it was normal coming here.
We've never done it before until today.
Until today. This is
Yeah.
the first time.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Thank
it's the first time in the
We
state of
came
Texas, but it is
Got
here.
some hot
Here and
dogs.
now.
Thank you. Y'all gonna see. Whoever watching, y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. I'm glad y'all brought it out.
And some chocolate syrup.
I'm telling you.
I don't know. Do you use a bun with that or?
Yeah, you can use a bun.
Okay.
Yeah.
We didn't get buns, but we've got some bread.
Yeah, you can use bread. Yeah, you can use anything. Yeah.
All right. And then do you toast the marshmallows or you just go?
I usually toast them, but we could. Oh.
Watch
Oh,
out.
see. Oh yeah, they got the whole setup. Oh, y'all legit. Y'all legit.
Lift up that piece.
This one?
Yeah. And then you can just slide it.
Alrighty.
So we're going. If you're not watching on YouTube, we've got a.
He about to set the house on fire.
Burn my hand a little bit, but it's fine.
Here we go.
Okay, let's see. Let's level this out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you're just listening to this episode, you're missing out on the s'mores making process. It's about to begin here. So let's see.
Yeah, so kids don't try this at home.
Don't try it at home.
But maybe ask your mom to help you try this out. And you, if you're not from Atlanta, you may be trying this for the first time ever.
Let's see.
So it's an Atlanta thing, or is this a Georgia thing?
It's more like me and my homeboys thing. Like we
Oh, okay.
kinda
So
just
this
made
is
it
a
up.
Kobe thing.
Yeah, like it's not normal. This is not normal at all. I won't say that, but we do it a lot. So
See, okay, I thought this was like maybe this is like an Atlanta thing that I just didn't know anything about. I've never heard of this.
Nah, I wish. I'm trying to get more people on board though, you know?
Oh well.
Well, you're about to
We'll let
two
you
more.
know
Hey,
if it's
let me
good or
know.
not.
Yeah.
So we toast the marshmallow first is the idea.
Yeah, marshmallow first, and then you gotta like put it on there. Then you put like the chocolate syrup on there. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Jay. I accidentally touched it and it lit it on fire. I'm actually cooking the marshmallow in a marshmallow. I don't know if that's like normal.
Let's see. Get this kind of.
Oh, we just like set it there.
I wonder if that works.
Does it?
Let's see. That'll kind of work for a
Oh,
second.
that's tough.
Oh, it's like mine's like kind of.
What is this? Is this like a artificial campfire?
Yeah. You
This
know
is
those things
tough.
they put under like the catering?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those.
That's what it
I
is?
should
at
let
the
Kobe
bottom.
go first because he's going to be showing us how to do this
Oh,
right.
y'all want me to show you how to do it? Okay.
Yeah, he needs to show us how to do this right.
Oh yeah, I've never done this before in my life.
All right, I got y'all.
All right.
Hopefully the smoke alarm don't go off.
Smoke alarms.
Yeah.
That's actually a good point. I did not prepare for that.
Yeah, this if we hear a loud beeping, might have to pause.
I think we're good. Yeah.
So how do you like your marshmallows? Is that
I like them like more so like brown on the outside a little bit. So like a little bit more than this, but like this will do it. You know, don't gotta be too melted. You know, you gotta be warm. Warm when you put that thing. Ooh, yeah. Gooey.
oh, that's looking good. Except for it's going on a hot dog. That's a little
Yeah, that's
crazy.
the only thing
I'm
that
telling y'all. Just
Jay's lighting things on fire now. Jay, your thing was your marshmallow was literally on fire. I don't think you
Yeah,
need
well, the
more-
other side
more
is
heat.
it's not toasted on the other side now.
then y'all gotta
Alright,
put like
there
the
we
little chocolate syrup on
Okay,
there.
so marshmallow coming on.
See, usually like we'll fill it all the way up, but like I'm not gonna be too greedy today. I'm just
Okay.
you know.
You fill it all the way up. You said marshmallows all the way down. Then.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is gonna be. This will be an experience, and I'm going to remember this, Kobe, for the rest of my life.
Me too. Shoot, I haven't done this in Texas yet, so
Look at that. We're bringing a little bit of home to
Yeah.
Kobe.
There we go. Oh, did you get some chocolate sauce there?
Not yet. I need
Get that. There you go. Oh wow, that came a little quick.
Okay.
Did it hit the spot?
yeah.
All right, we're trying it out.
I'm telling y'all, tastes like some yams. It ain't that bad, right? Like some people knock it.
I was ready to hate on it.
Yeah, not that bad.
It's really not that bad.
It's not that bad.
I'm just confused. Like, my mouth is confused. My brain's confused. It's telling me this does not go together. Like, it doesn't make me want to throw up or anything revolting. It's just
This is
very confused.
Yeah. It's like a whole bunch of like different senses rolling through. I get it. First time that's how I was, but
I've never had marshmallow.
about
with
4 more
chocolate
times.
syrup. I've never had chocolate syrup with a hot dog. I've never had a marshmallow with a hot dog. And so combining all three of them is just, it's a new experience.
Wow.
It's a new experience. So when did you come up with this then? If this is a Kobe thing, did you come up, were you just like a kid and then you did this?
Yeah, like
hey mom, like this looks good, just
Man, so it was I think it was after one of our like Friday night games, and we went to a campfire, and everybody brought a snack and was just trying different stuff. And I'm like, hold up, y'all, like we toasted marshmallows
Mix them all
already.
together.
We got hot dogs. Everybody bringing hot dogs. So like, it's like let's combine everything together. They're like, nah, bro, why would we do something like that? So
that's what that would have been my response too,
Yeah.
to be honest.
So at first it was like gummy bears, marshmallows,
Oh no.
popcorn. Like we was putting everything on there. It was like, we need to take this. I'll take this.
Y'all were
off.
7 when this happened, right?
Nah, yeah, we was.
It sounds like the Halloween after party when you go trick or treating or something.
I wish I could say I was younger, but I had a great sense of what I was doing at the time. But
Well, it kind of works though.
it works out a little bit. It's not bad.
All right, viewers.
Should I turn that off?
You should try it.
Try it.
It's not as bad as we thought it was going to be. Honestly,
It's
I'll say
confusing,
it.
but it's worth trying once in your life.
Yeah.
good.
To at least know.
Thank you.
I
Thank
could
you.
see how at a campfire that would like really hit the spot. Like on a
Oh.
cool fall night,
I'm telling you,
a little hot dog. You know, you're hungry, but also like you're ready for the s'mores.
Yes. See,
There
he
you
gets
go.
it. He gets it.
Jay gets it. I'll just
It's
say
it.
that I am glad that the first and likely only time that I'll ever do this in my life was with you, Kobe, the originator of this new dish.
I appreciate
So,
you trying it with me, man. For
Yeah,
real.
I appreciate doing it with the chef that made it possible.
Yeah, that was good. So, how did that segment come about? The campfire.
So I was talking to like the media team. I was like, yo, like we should do something fun during camp, because like camp we get it. Y'all put out like a lot of like social stuff, like
Yeah.
from like the questions and all that, but we should do something different. So like Carter and Emilio and those other guys, they came up with was like, let's do like a camping podcast called Gone Camping, and we want you to lead it. I'm like, hold up now, I didn't ask to lead it. I was just trying to give y'all some info, but they ended up like saying, like giving me some questions to ask people, and it was like we kind of rolled with it, because like I watch a lot of like the Drewski stuff, Funny Marco stuff. I'm like, yo, we can kind of incorporate some of that funniness into it too. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, now we have a new experience that the whole world will get to try now. That's great.
All right. Let's see. Going back to the season a little bit, we've been talking about how it's been a little different now that we're in the ACC. How's the travel been? Obviously, we were on
Yeah.
2 different coasts the
Man.
last couple weekends.
Crazy travel.
Especially these past couple weekends, I've been like, not just me, but I know personally, like the team has been exhausted. Like we went from Stanford, what is that, like 2 hours behind or something like that, and we didn't get back till 5, 6 a.m. again. And so like people don't know, but we still have to like check in for like training table and like treatment the next day after a game. So like we got back at 7 a.m. and like we'll check in at like 12 p.m., which is like 5 hours after. So it's like we barely get any. Me personally, I can't sleep on a plane after a game because I have to watch the film first. Like,
Yeah.
I can never be like suffice until I watch the film. So I usually stay up the whole plane ride, and then once I get home, still got to shower, take everything off, and then I could probably like sleep for like 2 hours, and then we got to check back in. So it's like
Dang.
it's been terrible, kind of exhausted, but like we make it do with what we have, and we're not really complaining because we're fortunate enough to be in a power conference like the ACC.
Yeah. 3 road tests in a row, 3 W's. And yeah, what more can you ask for? It seems like y'all are handling it well.
Yeah, trying.
Would you prefer, like, do you like traveling across the country, just like essentially coast to coast? Or would you, like, if you could have like a power 3 conference here, like within, let's just say Texas, just because Texas is pretty big by itself, but like a regional like power conference, would you prefer that, or do you like traveling like and seeing all the sides?
Me, I like traveling, but it's just the coming back home part that's hard. Like I wish like we could probably like stay another day or something like that, just like kind of catch up on sleep. But like it's like we travel, we play, and then we leave immediately after the game. It's like no stopping, so it's like everything's fast paced. But I do like traveling though.
If you guys leave like, right after the game, I mean, do you guys like charter a plane, or like how does that work? Because you probably have to like have a whole plane essentially for everyone.
So it's like I'm pretty sure it's like private planes that we buy or something like that. So like usually we'll take the bus to get the little escort or whatever by the police, and then we'll just go to the private plane. You know, they'll check us on from TSA, and we head our way.
That makes a lot more sense, because I was thinking, like, how are you going to get like American Airlines to wait on you if the game goes triple overtime? So that makes a lot of sense. Okay, cool.
And then so traveling's been big, but also like the level of competition has gone up big time. How's it been like being a linebacker and like trying to adjust in the ACC as well?
I feel like it's not that big of an adjustment, just the physical standpoint, like where like your opponents are going to be a lot bigger than they were at the AAC. So a lot of the times, like the technicality is the same thing, but just knowing that the toughness, and you got to be more physical with these players, because like they're a lot more experienced, and then they're coming from like 4-star, 5-star backgrounds, so you got to like bring it every week.
Out of curiosity, is that 4-star, 5-star, your recruiting rankings, does it play any factor in how you kind of perceive other players and stuff when you're going up against them, or are you just thinking like, this is the guy that I got to key in on?
Not for me. Nah, I don't really look at the stars. I know some people do, but like for me, I feel like for those people who are like 5 stars and stuff like that, I feel like they're like just fortunate. Like I'm not gonna say I don't like them, but I feel like they're kind of like people take that and like they think like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be better than him. So I feel like that's an advantage for me, because like I was a 3-star, so I'm like they already looking at me like somebody less. So when I come in and they're like, oh, this dude hits kind of hard, I'm like, why was he a 3-star? It's like I caught you by surprise. So I kind of like that whole aspect, but I don't really look into the stars thing at all.
Do you think that's kind of the same mentality they look at SMU with right now?
Yeah, for sure. Especially like because we came from the AAC and they're like, oh, SMU, who they played, Temple, UNT last year, like those aren't very good teams. It's like everybody tried to little bro us like when we came in the ACC, and now it's like, oh wait, like these aren't little bros. Like we about the same age, like stuff like that with them, but now we trying to prove it in and out where they're big bro, like you know what I'm saying? So
have you seen? There's a YouTube channel that does the 3-star versus 5-star. Have you seen that at all? Okay, it's funny, but there's like this guy has created probably about 3 hours of content that's like a storyline in like just in a straight line. It's basically a movie at this point.
Oh, wow.
But he goes through this whole like thing about it. So I just your chip on your shoulder type of mentality with it just really like it just reminded me a lot of that guy. So anyway, Jay, I'm gonna skip down to one of these questions because I'm really curious what you think. Coming from Atlanta, I'm from Texas, and so obviously Texas football in high school is huge.
Yeah.
So what state has the best high school football?
I mean, I'm gonna say Georgia for sure, but I'm biased though. But I feel like Texas, you guys have like it's a big state, like it's crazy. And the facilities y'all have here, if we had those in Georgia, like we would be a powerhouse. Like y'all have facilities that look like colleges, like us. Yeah, we have like I think we have the best football just because like we're like underdogs back there. Like here, you got guys who 6th grade 5 stars. It's crazy. Y'all are just bred different and born different. We really have to like earn it and like work for it. Y'all are just big. I don't know what they feeding y'all over here. It's ridiculous.
It sounds like you visited Allen High School or you've seen it as you drove by. Yeah. Because when you said College Stadium, I knew exactly what you were thinking of.
They got a Chick-fil-A in there too. Like I'm like, what?
Yeah. All this stuff, like all the north side of Prosper.
All those, Prosper.
It's
ridiculous.
Just crazy.
Yeah. It's wild.
Do you see that?
Frisco.
Like with the team this year, like do you see like, all right, Texas guys are like they come in a little bit more confident than all the others?
Yeah, especially like the dudes who are like right around the corner or whatever. I don't really know all the schools, but like Skyline or Oak Cliff, they're all like, oh, like I'm Texas guy, like I'm used to this. Like they know half the guys on the team. I'm like, bro, like I don't know where any of this stuff is from, so I don't know what you're talking about. Like. You talking about you played Duncanville. I had 6 touchdowns. I don't care. I've never played Duncanville, bro. So it's like that don't mean nothing to me. But they come with like a chip on their shoulder, but also a little cocky at the same time. So
that's funny. Does Coach Lashley or I don't know who would be orchestrating this, but whenever we bring in recruits that are from out of state, do they ever like tap you on the shoulder and be like, hey, you're from out of state. Like, do you ever do something like that or?
Nah, not really. Because a lot of the times, like. The recruits that do come, like they'll be like at a school like that one of the players on the team like knows and like they'll like tap one of them and be like, yo, like you remember me or something like that. So I don't get tapped because I'm not from here. I don't know nobody. So.
That kind of makes sense. If a player knows somebody on the team, you definitely ask them to kind of show them around the facilities and
Exactly,
everything.
yeah.
So okay, nice.
Let's see. All right, so going back a little bit, we talked about how you got to Temple. We haven't talked about the transfer portal yet and how you ended up deciding on SMU. So
Yeah.
what was that process like when you decided, or I guess what went into the process of deciding you wanted to enter the transfer portal, and then how'd you end up at SMU?
So for me at Temple, I was at Temple for 3 years, and I had 2 different head coaches and 2 different position coaches. So, and it was more so about like I wanted to win. I came from a winning high school, and Temple they were a winning program before I got there. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go into somewhere where they have like experience in winning, but it just didn't turn out that way. So the first year, COVID year, I'm like, okay, well, I'll give it a pass. Then the second year, same result, and then the third year with the new head coach, I'm like, okay, we can't blame it on coaches anymore. Like it's the culture here, and then I want to go somewhere where it's gonna be different. And so when I entered that portal, I'm like, I know what I want, I know what I'm looking for, and the schools that were hitting me up that I could tell like didn't really have that culture established yet, I was like, no, I don't want to be a part of that no more. And then SMU, Coach Simons, he was recruiting me at Liberty, him and Coach Huntley. So I was like, I know SMU is on the rise, and like they may be moving to the Power 4 conference soon, or whatever, Power 5 at the time. So I'm like, I'll give this thing a try. So I talked to Coach Simons, like, yeah, like I'll be excited to come. I know like the linebacker situation, you got linebackers graduate, and then I would be kind of the old head. So he welcomed me with open arms, and I just appreciate him like keeping that relationship with me.
That's awesome. And so you talked about that time at Temple, and I guess earlier we were talking about different stadium environments. What was it like playing an NFL stadium every week?
It would have been a lot nicer if we had fans, but I say homecoming was the one time it actually felt like electrifying, because everybody comes to homecoming games. But it's also like a standpoint where it's like I could really be playing in the stadium, after college ball, like professionally. So it's exciting every week, but it just sucks that we didn't get the outcome we wanted at all. But it was cool at the end of the day.
Okay, that's cool. So would you rather play with 40,000 people in a huge stadium like that, or in a full stadium at Ford?
Full stadium at Ford for sure, because 40,000 people in that stadium looks like half the size of Ford or something. Like it just doesn't look right. I feel like 'cause it's so spacious in there.
So Pitt's in the same situation. I've been seeing a lot of hate on Twitter, and they're like, "Oh, you've got a small stadium," and I was like, "Well, you only bring like 35,000 fans to your NFL stadium. It's like it doesn't matter how big it is. It matters how many
Like
people
the sound,
bring."
you want the sound to like bounce off each other, so it's like louder. Like with all that space, it's kind of hard to like, the pulse, the stadium pulse, man. That's what it's all about,
it all comes
man.
back to that.
I feel like it also gives the perception that maybe everyone's not behind your program. 'Cause when thinking back on the earlier years of SMU, when we would just have empty stadiums, when we weren't winning, frankly. I mean, so I see why a lot of people weren't coming. But at the same time, being in the stadium, you look around and it's like half empty. You're just like, okay, maybe like no, but we're not really supporting the team the way that we should be. Versus you see the full stadium, you think, okay, even if there's fewer people than like that, you're like, okay, the whole city's behind us, or the whole program is really behind us, and like the fans are behind us and everything. So I don't know, it just feels different. Even just being a fan, watching it, just looking around, you're like, okay, we're all in this together, as opposed to, all right, only the diehard fans are here.
Yeah, it's
There's some
definitely
moments.
different. Yeah. But I'm so excited to have it full again. I'm really pumped for this weekend.
We've had a couple games where it, like looking at the number count, it looks like we were over capacity on.
real?
I've seen a couple of those.
Yeah.
So
What?
yeah.
It's,
So what do
it's
they
been
do?
crazy.
Do they like kick people out if it's like over capacity, or?
I don't
No,
know
I think
exactly
we
how
just
that
kind of like
works.
make them stand somewhere, shove them in the student section.
Yep. Just throw them all in there and then just be, all right, guys, all the students cram in there, make it as crazy as you can. What we need to do, though, we need to get some fans to start going shirtless and painted chests.
Yes.
All the other
please.
schools have that. We don't have that yet. And we
Yes.
need to get some guys just rip it off and have SMU or Mustangs or something.
Might got to say something on Twitter about that. To get
Maybe,
Oh, I like
you know what?
that.
Maybe that is. Maybe that's
Yeah.
the next thing that we need to start pushing is Mustang painted across
Mustang
our chest.
painted. Yeah. I like
Man,
it.
why don't we just do it?
Well, we could do like SMU.
Where's
but-
the okay?
Well,
Yeah,
I'm saying,
we got
I don't. We'd have to get more people, more
Yeah.
guys with us, because yeah. So, but maybe we could start it, and then we could get other people. We just bring the
Yeah, we show up with the S and the M.
we
Hopefully
just
somebody-
bring paint. We're like, hey, dude, you want to take your shirt off? Like, we're in this together.
Force them to put the U on each chest.
It'd be like, dude, just take off your shirt. Take off your shirt right now. We'll help you.
Oh,
man.
Okay, so I've got something I want to do with you.
You go ahead and do that, yeah.
It's
You
been a
do
pretty fun season so far. I've got 5 of what I think are probably the it's not a full list of highlights from the season, but 5 of the best moments so far this season. And I want you to blindly rank. Blindly rank them. So, okay. So the first one is Crosley's scoop and score against TCU. 1 through 5. Where does that land?
4.
4.
Yeah, 4.
Ooh, okay.
Wow. That was a hype moment.
For us, it was wild. When we were watching it, we were in the media box, probably going a little louder than we should have been. Like, I'll just say that. We were stoked.
That was crazy. Yeah, because especially being on the field, I'm like, I didn't know what happened. I just heard the fans get loud. I'm like, oh my God, he's taking it to the crib. So that was lit.
Were you not on the field for that play?
No, I was, but it's
okay.
I thought there was an inside zone, but the quarterback had pulled it. So I had tackled the running back, and the quarterback pulled it and tried to pitch it or whatever, and Cross just picked it up. I'm looking back to see if it's a flag, and it was a touchdown. So it's like, it was wild.
Yeah, that was insane.
Okay, 4 is taken, though. 4 is taken.
Okay. The second one is Preston Stone finds RJ Maryland for the go-ahead score against Nevada.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. 3.
Okay.
I feel like that kind of changed the game right there. Like that was definitely like the nail right there.
How scared were y'all? Or how did you feel being on the ropes at Nevada? Like, what was that feeling like?
I ain't gonna lie, like we had to keep composure, but like inside, like when we went back in the locker room, it was like, yo, bro, we was so nervous. Like if we lost in Nevada, we know like how the fans were gonna feel, and like team like Nevada who came off a losing season, like how people would have thought the season would have went. The trajectory could have went a whole different way if we had lost that game. I feel like we came off momentum off of that, so I feel like as we won that, like the win start collected after that.
Yeah.
I
know I would have been crushed.
Yeah, we were stressed out.
We were stressing the whole
too.
time. We were just sitting there,
Man.
all watching it together. All 4 of us were just, please, guys.
All right. The next one is Kevin Jennings for the 59-yard touchdown run against Louisville.
Okay.
That big run he ripped off, yeah.
So I said 4 and 3 already.
You already said 4 and 3.
I got it. Okay. Was that
It's
first?
hard.
Was that the first touchdown?
No, I think it was. Let's see. Here, I've got the link to it. The highlight.
I thought it was the second, but I could be totally wrong.
Let's see. I think it was.
Because if it was the first, that might be big.
Yeah, the first touchdown was at Louisville. It was a big deal.
I guess, how aware are you on the sidelines, like when the offense is like out there? Like
usually, I don't really start seeing stuff until the fans start screaming because we're looking at the iPad on the sideline.
Yeah, you're focused.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so we're up 14-10. Okay, that was crazy. He's so fast, bro. I'll put that at 5. I gotta put that at 5.
Okay.
At 5? Okay.
I kind of know what you guys are gonna ask.
You know what's coming next?
I kinda know
Okay.
what's coming.
All right. The next one is Jafari Harvey blocks a field goal on Saturday.
Saves the game.
One.
Saves the game.
That man is ridiculous. Like, y'all know the backstory behind it, right? Like,
Yeah, I heard a little bit about what Rhett said, but you want to tell the story?
Yeah, Kobe, tell us.
yeah. So we going to practice. We never practiced this ever before. Like, they talk about so their field goal block team likes to just put their head down and just launch at knees. So we're gonna have just one play where, and the coach is looking around like who to pick. Jafari, you jump over somebody. Like we laughing like you gonna let a D-line jump over somebody? Like that's what all the safeties everybody's saying. He's like, bro, I could do it. Like we're like, all right, bro. So we go into practice. We practice it one time, we mess it up. Like so, coach is like, he's getting on the line and telling him like, yo, do this right, make it a perfect look. And we finally did it the right way. Jafari jumped over him, but like barely did it, and like he stumbled a little bit. We're like, but this is not gonna work. Hopefully it won't come down. hopefully it won't come down to the situation. We get in the game. They like it's go time. Far right. I'm like, oh my gosh,
Like they're doing it.
we're doing it. And I'm right next to him too. So like I'm right next to him on the field. Yeah. I'm like, bro, you better. I tell him, bro, you better jump over this dude, bro. And he just he got his mouthpiece and he look at me and just shake his head. Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're cooked. That's what I'm thinking. Then I see him clear the dude and then block it. I'm like, I kid you not. Like I got chills and like I didn't know what to do. I was about to start like hitting somebody. Like that's just how like it was crazy. But that's why I got to put at number 1 because the story, as well as like his execution and like how locked in he was on that. Because everybody doubted him. I ain't gonna lie. Like everybody was like, the game's over. Like he not gonna jump over him, but he did it, bro. It was wild.
Okay.
Man.
Man.
Yeah. I mean, it
that
is
was so epic.
yeah. It's a good place at number 1.
Yeah, I got for
I,
that one.
I think I have to agree with you on that one. That was absolutely insane. Chills doesn't even begin to describe it. Relief, just like craziness.
Crazy, man.
Yeah. Talk about like how how was it for you like this weekend? Like, I guess like coming up so big. I mean, the defense was absolutely amazing. 0 points off 6 turnovers. What was that like?
It was cool, but it's like we felt like Duke's defense beat us defensively because they created more turnovers than us, like with the forced fumbles, with picks. So it's like we're kind of in competition with them, but we wanted to be in competition with ourselves because we have goals to take away the ball 2 times, and that's not counting the forced turnovers, so creating turnovers. So we kind of felt like we did our job in a sense, but we didn't play better than what we usually do. So
if you were to grade like your defense, like because you did stop them all 6 times, but you didn't do quite to the standard that you go. Like, if you were to give yourself a letter grade, where would you put yourself, or for the defense?
Anywhere from a B- to a C+.
Okay,
so somewhere like that.
A fair bit of room to that you guys like.
A lot of room.
Like in terms of like the standard that you guys want to be at.
Yeah, and I don't think we've hit an A+ yet. Like
really,
I say probably besides not counting HCU because I'm not gonna count HCU, but like Florida State probably say that's like a B+. Like.
Yeah,
we haven't really hit an A- yet, like any A yet. So I feel like we have room to get better no matter what.
Well, because the A's coming this week, and the A+ is in the championship game.
Yeah,
so that's I figured we're building up towards.
Yeah, that's what we're just waiting. We're just waiting for the good moments.
Yeah. Got to be on national television, all that good stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
All
right, so number 1 was the field goal block. Number 2 was still open.
Oh yeah.
Number 3 was that RJ Maryland's catch?
RJ Maryland's catch.
And then number 4 was the scoop and score against TCU.
Yeah.
Yep.
And number 5 was Kevin Jennings' run.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2 is your pick 6 against Florida State.
Wow. Okay. That's. I feel like that's a fair spot.
That's a really great
top
list.
3 at least. But that's a fair. That's a fair. Yeah.
That game was wild.
Yeah.
And that pick 6 was awesome.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. I really don't know like how. I didn't feel my legs. Like I'm telling you, I was just running, and I'm thinking in my head like, there's no way I'm about to score this. And I get in the end zone. I'm tired. I'm like, I can't breathe. I'm looking in the stands like, yo, did I really just do this, man? Like it felt like a video game, but it was so cool, bro.
Did you see like? Do you ever like go into like when the play's like coming through, like you're thinking, oh, I'm about to get this, or was it just kind of instinct? You're just like no thoughts. You just grab the ball.
Well, I knew I was going to get it. Like
you knew you were.
I just didn't think I was going to go that far with it. I knew I was going to catch because I seen he didn't see me, so I'm like trying to disguise it a little bit and like bait him into throwing the ball. So I knew he was already a little like shocked and stoked because we've been hitting him so much. So it's like I'm backing off, reading his eyes, and boom, just sliding the window and caught it. It's like I wasn't really nervous about like making the play. It's just what I was gonna do after I made the play. Like I was thinking about a celebration, but I couldn't even celebrate. I was just
you had to keep running.
Yeah.
How did you stay up for so long? It's like you dragged like 3 people into the end zone with you.
Dude. Yeah. So some people call me like the fire hydrant. You know how fire hydrant's so stocky and just like if you hit it, you break your arm. So I feel like that's my mentality. Like I'm kind of well built, solid, and stocky. And I just won't be taken down like just by one. So
didn't you hurdle somebody too or something like?
See,
I don't even remember who it was, but I remember you jumping over somebody.
Break down the play.
This is crazy, man. Every time I watch it.
Kobe Wilson the pick, trying to take it across midfield.
Yeah, I heard of him.
Out of 2 tackles, and Wilson will score.
That's crazy. I still can't believe that's me. Like
that's what I was gonna ask. Like you believe that's you, dude? Like
There's one miss. Gets it across the 50. Sheds a tackle. He's running.
Almost got
Someone
caught.
else missed.
Almost got caught, man.
And then gets hit. It seemed like you had good instincts to like keep the ball. Like as you got hit at the goal line. Like was that like practice? Like do you practice running with the ball?
And or I'm just an athlete, man. Like, I played running back in high school though. So
okay.
I was getting recruited for running back from some schools, but it's like I wasn't that good a running back to make it in college. I'm just built like running back. I wish I was built more like a linebacker, but it worked out. It helped me out in my favor. So
it really did. Yeah, that was impressive. You looked like a running back in that play.
Appreciate that.
Looked like a truck.
Man. Yeah, so I think that's a great list. I think all 5 of those moments are really great, but I agree. The block and then your pick 6. I mean, those are like, when I think back on this season, those are like some of the most memorable moments.
Yeah.
So
Do you find this year being different, and not just from other SMU years, but just other teams, that we just seem to have every single week wildly exciting plays, like plays that are like ESPN top 10 moments every single week? We seem to have something.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that comes with like I said, like it being the ACC now. Like now, people are starting to realize like SMU is not little bro. So like we got a target on our back, and we say that a lot because people didn't think we'd be where we are now. So like it's like everybody wants to be that team that brings us down or makes that play, but we're like we have to step up to the occasion, and we have to be the ones to make the play. Like Coach Lashley says it every week. Like you have to be the most exciting team to play today. And so I feel like we carry that into the game, and everybody's like, okay, it's my turn to make a play. And last week it was Far Eye, and he knew it too, so he made that play. So
yeah, that was amazing. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So another thing that has been big for us this season is keeping Coach Simons. How big has that been for our defense? What has that been for you? Like, he seems to be an amazing coordinator. What's it like playing for him?
It's pretty spectacular because, like I said, I maintained a relationship with him while I was in the portal, and he recruited me out of high school, and just his nuance and how he thinks. Like he came from West Georgia, has worked his way all the way up, so we all respect him and his work ethic and his knowledge. And he's such a smart guy. Like when he says certain things, he doesn't realize that he's talking to like college students at times. It's like, Coach, like we're not fully understanding what you're saying, but we just respect the way he goes about the game, and he's such a great coach and a great teacher that we all like are open eyes, open ears, whatever he says, no matter what. And it's like we take the coaching, even if it comes off a wrong way from him or whatever, because we know he comes off with great intentions for every single body.
Would you say he has the slime mentality?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. He might be the creator. He could be a creator. We could put him at the creator.
He's the OG slime.
OG slime mentality.
Yeah.
Wow.
OG slime mentality.
Yeah.
So what does he add to the program that like any other DC wouldn't? Like I'm sure there are other good defensive coordinators out there. What does Coach Simons bring to the table that's just like the next level?
He got that, like, I want to say the cockiness, but he got the swagger like that. He knows that we gonna go out. Like he'll say it to us all the time. Like, y'all don't gotta do nothing but do y'all job. Like I know y'all gonna make plays. Y'all gonna be in a position to make plays. But if y'all just go out there and just play free mind and like level headed, like I promise you we gonna win this game. And a lot of DCs, like they'll be like real anal about certain things. Like you have to do this the right way. You have to do this. Like Simons is not like that. When somebody messes up, he relies on the other 10 people to make him right. So he's not just like always saying like it has to be one person doing this thing right or one person gets it wrong and everybody's wrong. Like he realizes all 11 people on the field are in unison. So no matter if the one person's wrong, we all got to be wrong with him so we can all be right.
You know, the team mentality behind every play. I like that.
That's crazy. All right.
I'm gonna ask this one down here about the team captain. As a team captain, how much say do you get in the coin toss?
Oh,
Or is that decided before?
you talking about like heads or tails? Or?
Yeah, like heads, tails, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, so we get to say heads or tails, but we already know like Coach Lashley wants the ball.
Wants the ball, yeah.
Every time. Like it doesn't matter. He's one of those guys who wants to score first and start fast. So, but we get to say heads or tails. That's about it. Yeah.
So what do you pick when you're up there? If you get to be the one to call it, heads or tails?
You know they say tails never fails, but on the right day, head, bro. I'm telling you, heads always works for me. That's what I pick every time.
So Kobe comes up, it's heads.
Heads,
He's like,
yeah.
we're calling heads right now.
Yeah, just because everybody else picks tails all the time, I have to do heads. I have to do just something different.
I like it. I like that. You got to think. You're thinking one step ahead.
Yeah.
Everyone else is playing checkers. You're playing chess.
Chess, man. Come on, you get it.
How many times have you been right?
Okay, I did the which one? I did the BYU one. I was right with the BYU one.
Okay, yeah.
But that was about it.
That's the only one?
One out of like 3, so 30%, 33%, something like that. No,
What would you prefer if you got the choice? Would you go on defense first or?
yeah.
Okay.
But I like our offense, so I have full faith in our offense. But for me, I like to get started. I want to see if we score first. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's cool. I'll let the offense go out there and handle the stuff first. So.
How different is it playing with a lead, like right away? Like against Stanford, we're up 7-0, one play in, and then now you'll go on defense. Like how different is that versus, maybe being, down 7-0 on your first or on your second drive.
It kind of takes some weight off our shoulders because we're like, okay, offense is ready to play. So now we got to go see if we're ready to play. And once we go out there, because we know we're confident in our game and we know like we'll make a stop. We just know the offense will keep rolling. So it takes a lot of weight off our shoulders.
Nice.
What is the most pressured moment that you guys have felt this year? Where like, okay, we have like it's our time. If we don't carry this moment, like the team's like going down. Like, what's the moment for you guys?
I'd say besides that Duke game, but the Duke game was like probably the most pressure I've had here since in like 2 years. But also that Tulane game last year where we fumbled, well Kevin fumbled I think first snap or something like that.
It was like first second play.
Yeah, and then they scored immediately after. Besides that Duke game though, like knowing that they kept getting the ball at their advantage and then their kicker kept missing and
which is great.
Yeah, good for us. But that was like the most pressure we've had because we're all on the sideline like we have to make a play and we haven't made a play yet like with like forcing or getting a turnover. So that was a lot of pressure that we had.
Yeah.
How fun has it been like scoring points pretty much, I guess, almost every week so far this season? Like how, like game 1 there was a safety. I think there was a scoop and score week 2. I think week 3 we didn't score anything on defense, but then against TCU, Florida State, all these games we're scoring on defense. Like how much fun has that been? And are y'all aware of like, are you keeping track of how many points you're scoring?
Yeah, we're trying to keep track of like who scores the most points on the defense too. So I got one, Tank got one. Like we're trying to see at the end of it, like we got like a little surprise for whoever gets the most points.
Okay.
But now it's at the point like we know we're gonna get the ball. Like, can we get in the end zone? So we practice that in practice, like blocking after the pick or blocking after the fumble. Yeah. And we try to practice our little celebrations too at practice now. So because we know we're bound to score.
Yeah.
So we just got to make it happen.
That's awesome.
Did you guys realize that in the FSU game we were a bad call away from having a scoop and score, a pick 6, a punt return for a touchdown, and a kick 6?
For real? Wait.
In the first half?
Really?
Was it the TCU game or no? It was the FSU game. Maybe it was the TCU game.
Might have been TCU.
It was the one. It was the one where your pick 6 was. It was that game.
No, Florida State then.
Yeah. No, there was and we had a kick 6 that as he was running down the sideline, they called him out of bounds.
Oh, yeah.
And then they showed us the replay, and we were looking at it, and his foot was inbounds. You could see the green turf for the sideline. We were like, dang, we were one bad call away from having all 4 types in one half.
That would have been a crazy game. Like I don't know how many teams have had that before, but
I've never heard of one having it in a game.
Yeah,
we almost
that's what
had
I'm saying in a game. Oh my gosh!
I saw a few weeks ago we were the only team to have a scoop and score, a pick 6, and a safety. And so I don't know if that's still true, but that was we were the first team to have all 3. That's for sure.
Oh wow!
So
yeah,
it's been.
We love watching our.
I say we, y'all.
No, we. Yeah.
Let's see.
But yeah. Oh, sorry.
How excited are you for homecoming this weekend?
I'm pretty excited. Like especially like now that like SMU has finally got the hype I feel like it deserves. I feel like I heard the student tickets sold out in like 20 minutes. So I just hopefully no water bottles are thrown. But I just hope like the crowd brings it. Like the all the passion they've been bringing these past couple of weeks.
Man, Texas.
I was gonna say like
Texas.
Hey, what if we need a free timeout? Isn't that what we're supposed to do now? That's what I'm
That's
hearing.
crazy.
That is not what we're supposed to do.
That was
do
a
not
joke.
do that.
Yeah. Y'all see that?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's But man, if there was a one stadium that you could go in, hostile environment, where would you want to go?
Either Georgia Stadium or Alabama. One of those two.
Those are insane.
Yeah.
I seen like the lights flicker. Like Alabama's like when it's like dark, the lights go off too. Like when they score, like I feel like that's like a crazy environment.
That's insane. How much college football do you watch outside of like just watching film and I guess preparing for the next week's game? Are you watching like? Did you watch the Alabama Georgia game or anything like that?
Yeah, I usually like catch up with the highlights because sometimes we'll be playing at the same time, which kind of sucks. But I like to watch my buddies. Like I got a buddy who plays for South Carolina, LSU, Charlotte. I got guys all over, so I kind of like to watch their games more than anything.
That's cool.
Yeah,
it's been a fun season for college football.
Yeah, it's been crazy, especially like with Alabama and Georgia losing so early. Like nobody expected who's number 1, Oregon right now.
Yep,
Oregon's number 1. Yeah. A&M's atop the SEC. We're undefeated in conference play in the ACC.
That's what I'm saying. It's
BYU's atop the
BYU.
Big 12. Like, what's going on here?
Who would have thought? Well, it was always crazy to me. It's like BYU hung in so many games last season, and I was doing the research before that. And I was like, man, they're not missing that many people. I don't know why everyone's picking us to win by so much.
Yeah.
So they were a really solid team.
They're
I'm
disciplined.
I'm glad they're proving it. In the Big 12
for our sake too, because that'll help us in like the playoff contention. As
definitely a big BYU fan right now. Hopefully they continue.
Go Mormons.
Yeah.
Keep it up, guys. Awesome.
Oh man. Let's see. How excited are you to play Pitt, like another ranked team? Does anything different go into your preparation for that?
Yeah, and this whole season has been exciting. Like these teams that we play, like from the Florida State to the Duke, like these are teams that have offered me in high school, but like didn't want me to commit. So it's like almost like a revenge tour for me. So I was supposed to commit. I was gonna commit to Pitt. Narduzzi, I don't know if he's still there because Coach Harley was the coach. Like, but they didn't want me to commit. So it's like I kind of take these games as like revenge games, but also like games that I got to prove myself in.
So
Can you explain that a little bit?
Scholarship?
Yeah. Explain like they offer you, but they don't want you to commit.
So like they'll bring you on campus, like offer you verbally or whatever, and then when it's time to like, yo, I want to commit, I want to come here, they're like, oh, wait, we got to talk to our other coaches and make sure it's okay with them. So it's like, why are you offering me a scholarship? Like a lot of times coaches will verbally offer you, but it won't be an official offer. Like you have to have a verbal, then an official offer. It's like a lot of stuff that goes through it, but it's like some coaches don't really have to do the verbal offer. They kind of do it out of pity or just because like they feel like they have to. So a lot of schools did that with me, and when it came like down to me committing, because I thought I had it down to a wire, like where I wanted to go, but a lot of schools are like, oh, well, you can't commit. Yeah, we're waiting on this one guy because they want this one. They have certain roster spots, they have to fulfill.
They've got like their high priority and then their like scout look. All
exactly.
That stuff.
So they're like, we want this one guy. We want to see what he's doing first. And I'm like, oh, nah, forget that. I'm not waiting. So Pitt was one of those teams. Louisville was one of those teams. Duke was one of those teams.
Dang.
And Norvell, he was at Memphis, but now he's at FSU. So I'm counting FSU as one of those teams. But
Pitt, you really are getting the revenge tour.
I'm trying, man. I'm glad BYU wasn't one of those teams. I'm glad about that, but I'm trying, man. With Pitt's next on the list.
So as fans, we were pretty disappointed that College Game Day is not coming this weekend.
Oh man.
What was the feeling on the team when y'all like heard about the possibility of that happening and then it not coming to fruition?
I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the team like they don't really care like what atmosphere we like, what network or whatever we playing, because at the end of the day we got to get the job done. But like that just would have been a great opportunity for SMU because Ohio State, Penn State, they get those opportunities all the time.
Yeah.
And me, I'm an old head, so I kind of see like the advantage of SMU getting game day and like what it brings to Dallas and Highland Park and the whole area. Other people, they just see it as like it's just a TV network. Like, why do people care? But I feel like that would have brought so many great like resources just for SMU, just the whole boulevarding aspect and them seeing the campus.
Yeah.
It probably would have brought like even more money to SMU. So it just sucks we didn't get it, but hopefully like in the future, you never know what happens.
Yeah, we're definitely hopeful. And we like ACC Huddle. Glad to be on for like the fourth time or something like that.
Yeah.
So that'll be a lot of fun, but definitely kind of it's not the same as College Game Day.
Yeah.
We went in 2019, we went to Memphis for College Game Day for that SMU versus Memphis game. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. Mm-hmm. And so just like the thought of like, man, getting to have that at home in our own like campus experience, it would have been awesome. But I agree. It's going to happen soon.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think that's all the football questions I have. What are you studying at SMU right now? Like, what are you?
Football.
Football.
I got my undergrad at Temple, and then I did my master's program at SMU last year. So I did the 1 year's master program for sports management. And, I'm thinking last year was going to probably be my last year. But I came back, and they're like, well, what do you want to do? Like, I'm like, I kind of just want to, I want to take classes, but I'm also doing an internship. So I have personal responsibility and community. So it's like community service class and intro to psychology as well as like my internship. So
what's your internship like? What do you do?
I work at Park Hub. So,
Park Hub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like the parking company. They run a lot of like NFL games, concerts, and events.
Yeah.
And like we basically just like kind of factory reset phones to make it like work for the manufacturer in our company, so people can use the devices that we bring.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is that part of like the Life After Ball program?
Yep, that's exactly how I got it. So we have a couple football players. I don't know if you guys know Jimmy Phillips, but he works there. Jordan Curley. And a couple guys like the intern on the team right now. So
okay, cool. Mm-hmm. How's that program been?
The Life After Ball is like it's life changing because coming from a school that didn't have it, it's like I see how beneficial it is and how bad it could be for somebody who doesn't use it right or doesn't use it at all. Because a lot of times, guys after football, they won't know what to do after, and they'll be lost. They won't know their identity, and they'll just kind of like fall off the face of the earth and just go kind of crazy almost. So it's a great advantageous tool to use, and I feel like we're using it to the best of ability, especially like with a lot of the donors we do have and a lot of people like we can talk to as well.
How else do you feel like SMU is like preparing you for the next stage in your life, or like, I guess, where you want to be in the next few years?
The graduates here, like they're all like very successful, and the people who are around SMU are in high quality, high top places. So seeing them and seeing how they got there kind of gives like inspiration, but also shows like it's possible, and also like the groundwork that somebody in Highland Park or as well as SMU who's a graduate, like they're here. So like why can't you be there? So it's inspiration more than anything.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, awesome, man. That's all the questions that I have.
Yeah, I've got one more.
Oh.
Do you prefer playing on grass or turf?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Turf look better, but grass is a lot safer. So I like the grass.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Would you like it if someday like Ford Stadium was grass?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna be here.
I don't even know if
now,
that's technically possible, but
I mean, they were talking about it last year. So like
really?
they were trying to say we're gonna get grass this year, but then like season started creeping up. We're like, bro, they're not gonna rip out the grass 3 weeks before. But like they were talking about getting grass, but I guess like with the whole new facility, like they had to focus on that first. But
speaking of that, how's that been? How's the new the Weber End Zone complex?
It's beautiful. I don't know if you guys been in there yet, but
just a little bit.
It's nice, and then we got like face scan for our locker room. So
what?
Yeah, it's ridiculous,
dude.
Bro. It's like I feel like Tony Stark, bro. Like just with all the Iron Man stuff is cool, but it's
awesome.
Real spacious. So I like when nobody's there, it's like kind of creepy. It's like a haunted house. Like you hear a lot of noises. I'm like, let me get out of here, bro. But it's nice.
How much time do you spend in there? It's like all your meetings and stuff. Are they in that end zone?
Yeah, and then it's open to us like whenever we want it. So times when I feel like I'm too distracted at home, I'll just go there, watch film, or I'll just kind of like work out in there because like a lot of stuff is open. They have like protein shakes in there, so I'm in there a lot more than I am at home because
And there's a athlete's dining hall in there, right?
Yeah.
How often are you going there to?
Whenever it's open. So I usually try to get like 4 meals a day in. So I kind of go in there because we do lunch there and dinner there sometimes. So I get like 2 meals at lunch and then try to do 2 meals at dinner.
Okay, so I was in a small group with Justin Lawler back in like 2016. So before he went to the NFL, he was telling me he was eating 6,000 plus calories a day.
Yeah.
What do you expect your calorie intake to be?
Right now, they want mine to be like 4,000 plus, but it's like I'm only consuming 3,000 because like it's hard. I remember one morning I was like underweight by like 6 pounds.
Yeah.
And, like they wanted me to gain that weight like right then and there. Like so like you have to eat a lot but also like drink a lot of water. So the calorie intake thing is no joke. But me, I can't 6,000 is crazy.
I mean he was like 6'4", like 280 or something like that. But like but still,
hard.
it's like the when he was telling me about like all the calorie requirements, I was like, this is wild. I can't believe people could eat this much.
Bro, and it's crazy because I really gained 6 pounds in 20 minutes to just eating breakfast. Yeah, and
Dang.
It's hard.
And now I know how you're going to meet that calorie requirement in the future with the marshmallows and hot dogs.
With the marshmallows, hot dog, and chocolate.
I'm telling you, I'm about to go make some at home. Y'all just got me reminiscing, bro. I'm telling you.
That's awesome, man.
Dude.
Well, hey, thanks so much for your time today. I appreciate
loving it.
If people wanted to find you on social media or anything like that, how can they do that?
So Instagram's kw.6 or my Twitter's KobeW2001, and then I have a TikTok that's KW6IX.
Okay, sweet.
And we can put that all in the description as well.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all.
Dude,
awesome.
Loved having you on, man. And we're really looking forward to watching you dominate at Pitt this week.
Appreciate y'all having me, man.
At SMU, but against Pitt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone else, like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Spotify. If you want to comment on our next episode, leave a voice memo in Spotify. The link is there. It's also in our Instagram bio. And thanks for listening to this special homecoming edition of the Mustang Mood. Pony up.